lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name's Ryan.
I'm Eli. What's up?
Yeah, now we're back talking Turtles. It's been a long time, guys. It's been a long time since we've talked Turtles.
It has been.
Life gets in. Life keeps us busy for sure.
Well, it's been a long time that we've talked Turtles on camera because I'll tell you
That's
what,
true.
every time we hang,
yeah.
we talk Turtles.
That's true. We've definitely seen each other a lot. We just haven't recorded, you know. But yeah, we're back. We hit it full force. And today we're going to be talking about issue 17 of the Mirage run. And as you can see, there's a nice little markage on there from the talent of this book, Eric Talbot, who we had the pleasure of hanging out with at IC3, doing a interview actually with him and Jim Lawson, which was fun. You know, seeing him and talking about it, getting him signing, I was like, dude, we got to do an episode on it. So.
And it's such a singular issue. It's so cool. They made that new figure, the Wanderer, I guess, after this issue.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just, it's an amazing all-out issue, kind of a what-if dream sequence kind of sickness. It's very cool.
It also feels very prototypical, like Ronin, Last Ronin, a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Searching for his brothers, that amazing spread that starts it out.
Yeah.
And then this typeface that we kind of get used to too when we move on and see Talbot and Kev do stuff like Melting Pot and
I feel like they may have collaborated on other stuff, but not on like an actual series. Like it may have just been stories that they did.
Yeah, but I think like Melting Pot was the series that they did.
Was the series? Yeah, for sure. That would be a fun episode to go through those, dude. Too.
Yeah.
Talbot is just like amazing, dude. I mean, just like looking at his art now from here and then what it's become. Yeah. Like he's only gotten better, but still, like I don't know how old he was when he did this, but this is amazing stuff.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's in his 20s. Yeah. Now, I will say, like, after IC3, I got to spend, like, a whole day with him. He's a tattoo artist now. And so I got a tattoo off of him, and we got to hang out and chat the whole day. So I'll add in a couple little things that I learned, like, about his life and getting together with Kevin and them. And I'll share first that he said that he's not, like, a huge comic book fan. He's not out here. He didn't like read Batman and Superman and Spidey growing up and stuff. He got in through heavy metal and doing like, you know, a big fan of music and stuff like that. So I think we see the like heavy metal type of storytelling and mark making on display here mostly.
Definitely also has like Usagi Yojimbo vibes, which is like, thanks like certain creators at the end. Obviously Ronin, the book Ronin, not the last Ronin, but
the
like
look
book.
For sure with all the tones and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, it's just nothing beats this fucking newsprint and the tones on the stuff. It's amazing to see in person. You know, like they reprint this stuff, but it's just not the same.
It's not the same because you're seeing it on the yellowed newsprint, the aged book.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the touch, the feel of newsprint.
Yeah.
It's just so good. And you know we do get this kind of Last Ronin feel, like you said. It's Mikey too. Mm-hmm. He's on the search for his brothers, seemingly though in the past, not in the future.
Right. And I dig it too. It's definitely a more contemplative Mikey than like we're used to. Like, you know, I guess it's more the cartoon that made him the party guy.
Yeah,
but he did always kind of have a little bit of a goofy, more of a lighthearted vibe to him. Maybe not as much as the cartoon, but definitely a little bit of that.
Yeah. He wasn't always the party dude. And I think, you know, especially in this type of situation, he's going to be a little bit more contemplative and more serious, you know, and he's also out here like he is kind of a Ronin. He's lost and he's got like this Akira Kurosawa film type of vibe. Who is someone I always heard of and only recently started checking out the films because I kept hearing so much about him.
It's awesome, dude. And he's just like very monk-like, solo by himself, willing to share what he has with other people, you know, like wishing them well. And that's also like very prevalent in Mikey's personality. He is like, I don't want to say he's the most caring, but I feel like he is kind of more that like maybe not nurture is not the right word.
I think so, yeah.
But he's more so. Leo's more kind of like reserved. He's the leader, right? Raph is angry as fuck all the time. And Donatello's too wrapped up in his own shit with, you know, working on whatever fucking like ideas and mechanic stuff that he's doing. And
Yeah, he's not.
Michelangelo is more of like the. I mean,
He's the
look at
feeler,
yes. I mean,
and
look
he
at Volume
immediately.
4. You know, like
Yeah,
we talked
exactly,
about that. He's like the ambassador, right, for the planet.
exactly.
So
And so he comes across these travelers here. It's like an old man, a young kid, and of course, a beautiful young lady, which of
yeah.
course is the driving force of so many of these types of stories
Hmm.
is attraction. And so he invites them to their fire and they go. And this panel here we're seeing on the right, glorious.
Hmm.
He's like, there's horses. What's going on? And then I mean, you can see, hear, and feel those panels, man.
And I really dig this sequence too, where he's like hiding in the bushes because he
That's what
hears
I
the
mean.
horses, and
Yeah.
just like you see them go by, and then he just fucking jumps out.
The family.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were about to do that.
Yeah, I was. It's fine. It's fine.
And we even see that Usagi like dragon friend here on the left side of panel one on the left page is kind of cool. You see what I mean?
Oh, dude, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I just noticed that myself
That's
actually.
pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they kind of notice the horses too, and we see this like, possibly Oroko Saki. I can't remember if they actually get to that naming them Saki, but there's some like similar names.
They're similar names, yeah. Lord
Yeah.
Toshiro, I feel like that's one of the characters in Usagi Yojimbo. Or
Oh yeah,
no,
that
maybe
the
it is with a T, but
yeah,
maybe it's not exactly the same. But I mean,
yeah,
there's
it's
so many.
close.
I mean, also Lone Wolf and Cub is
Yeah.
also kind of like you get those vibes. This is probably one of my favorite panels in this
Oh,
entire.
it's glorious. And this is the kind of shit that I feel like Talbot is very good at.
Hmm.
Yeah. He gets these shadows, shapes, and we come to see that he has one of the most singular visions of the turtles of all time.
For sure, dude. I love
So
this word balloon too. The way he does it, where it's like it doesn't really have substance. It's kind of just like almost looks like it's bleeding out, and
yes.
the fucking chicken scratch of the note, and then chud. That sound effect, dude.
Well, it also gives it that like, if you have a bounding line and you have a basic word balloon, you're just going to read it as like no, but the exaggerated like that with no bounding line, it's almost like, it's coming out of the shadows, it's guttural, and he's like, no, and he starts right into this to chudding up these guys.
So good.
So good.
I love watching Mikey just go to town too, because you know like another thing about him is like, and I think why people were shocked with Last Order is he's never looked at as like the fighter, but he's just as fucking good as all his brothers. He just doesn't like always exude that.
Yeah.
And but here, look, I mean, the way he just goes to town on these fucking dudes,
Yeah. And
taking
we
their
always
weapons.
exactly right. Like, in the cartoons and we're so used to being driven to be like Mikey, nunchucks, Donnie, Bo, Leo, swords, Raph, Sai, but it's like in reality, you would have those, but you would be working with whatever's at your disposal.
Hmm.
And so he has his chucks, but then he picks up like whatever the staff with the knife at the
The
end is.
spear, yeah.
And he's chucking these people, he's chunking people.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say I thought that was a bow staff, but yeah, that's why you call that because like here it has that, but then here it's the same weapon.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's interesting
obscure.
too that this fucking dude that captures this girl, it all has to do with him just trying to take over the village by like marrying these two houses.
That's right. Getting rid of the like previous owner and marrying will, make sure that he takes over not over his own land, but all the land of this area. It's
Yeah.
land ownership shit. It's always about, owning land and more and farmland and, this type of
Mikey's like, that is not right. He must be stopped. Hide yourself. I will
yeah.
return your daughter to you. And now he's on his mission, dude.
He just goes, man.
Yeah.
What is that? Avatar arms away and he just goes for
Mhm.
it.
I
And
love scenes like this, dude.
yeah,
It's like
dude.
fucking close quarters combat, dude, where he's just like sulking there, comes out, sneaks him down, true ninja fashion.
Uh-huh. Taking fucking different hats, and he's just like, I need these costumes. He takes this guy. It almost reminds me of like, I guess they do this in a lot of movies, but I recently watched Conan, the first Conan, and I feel like they do this exact thing.
Yeah. I love
Damn.
stuff like that though. I love when
Yeah.
that's how they sneak in and it's like you still stand out, but
Yeah.
like you have to
You're a
suspend.
turtle, bro.
Yeah, just suspend, disbelief here, dude. Like just keep just roll with it. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's fucking sitting there and like I think it's in the maybe in the next page where they take the hat off or something and
Well, before you flip,
yeah.
panel 1 on page 11 there,
Yeah.
the background that he does with the duo shade and the
Yeah.
different tones and just getting these shapes and shadings and there's no definitive shapes or people or anything there, but you really know exactly what's happening, and
Mhm.
it's amazing, man. That's
Yeah, it's
such good
that's all
work.
done with like the chemical reaction,
Yeah,
right? That's why it
exactly.
does that. So it's kind of like you're just letting it be very organic, which is what makes it so cool.
So sick. Cool, yeah.
Oh, dude, I love these two right here.
Dude, the way he uses the dark, and then this kind of panel layout too is not something that they did a lot then, something we see all the time now, where
Hmm.
it's going across 2 pages like this, well, while still using panels. Obviously we see a 2-page spread, but
Yeah, it's very cinematic, dude, the way he lays this out.
yeah.
Because he lays this out too. Right? Hold on. I want to make sure I'm not. I mean, yeah, Eric's doing all the art. So normally you would see like maybe sometimes like when they did Return to New York, like Kev or Pete would like lay it out and Talbot would lay down the inks over, or Lawson would lay down the same thing, you know?
Yeah,
But this is all him. And I think this is his first like full issue by himself, right?
yeah, it is, and I think it's the only one he does
Oh
that
shit.
he does the full art. He'll ink and stuff like that later, but I don't believe he does a full issue like this ever.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy. Yeah, you're right. It's Orkai. So
yeah,
that's obviously supposed to be
it's like a Roko Saki
yeah, yeah,
mixed.
yeah, mixed, yeah. Because once you, I mean, you'll find out why these names are what they are when we get to the end of the issue. But
Right.
and then here, look, like he wears your helmet. Come on, dude.
I know. I know. It's so
It's a
funny.
turtle. Yeah,
You think that these human head size hats are going to fit on this giant turtle head,
yeah.
It's funny too that in the first panel on the third row there, he's like, I don't know if this is going to work here.
Hmm.
He puts it just on the top of his head.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so good. Sorry about the hat. It's just great. So he's sneaking in, and then we get this panel that we see that I guess the main Lord Orkai, and he's got one of these like beasts that I feel like is so Talbot. And like
hmm,
anytime you see something Talbot and Eastman, there's always like a beast like this.
yeah. It's dope. And then this fucking who the fuck is this dude? These
Yeah.
fucking wrappings and the like long fingernails.
Hmm. Is this Dr. Claw? Who do we have here?
Yeah,
Ah, man, so good. Just everything that Talbot does here makes this a comic that sets it apart from like what was happening. And this comes pretty much, oh, this comes before Return to New York.
it's 2 issues before.
2 issues before. Yeah. So
Yeah,
like Talbot's getting his licks in before he starts to show off there on the Return to New York
yeah.
stuff.
Before that fucking Zog issue, dude. My God, dude.
Yeah, we talked to him about
Yeah.
that in the interviews
Yeah, that was crazy, dude. He was said, I get asked that so much.
all the
It's like,
time. Yeah.
of course you do, because it's insane, dude, what you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the writing too is so good. I wonder, like it says story by both, but I wonder who's laying down dialogue because they don't differentiate that. They just it's story by, Kevin and Eric, right? Like
Well,
that's
another thing he was telling me was that, Kevin brought him into the fold and they
okay.
like got to hanging out, and being friends like over their love of music and heavy metal. And they just got really tight really fast. And so this is probably like a thing where they're like, they're buddies, they're hanging out, they're talking about stories, and they're just batting shit back and forth. And so it was probably kind of like they did everything together because they were hanging out so much. They were like new, fast friends. And so this is just kind of probably like I would say it's the same way that Eastman and Laird did shit,
Yeah.
where they kind of get lost and you can't really see who's who in certain places, and they kind of both did both and everything.
Yeah, because I think the writing is super strong here too.
Yeah, and like in April's face, it's so very Eastman-y, and there's little
Mhm.
things that you're like, oh my god, that's like I wonder if Kevin drew that.
Yeah.
But then there's other things where you're like, oh man, that is so Talbation. Is
Yeah.
that a word?
Talbation? Yeah.
Talbacious.
Yeah.
It's fully
Talbation.
Talbacious.
Yeah, I like it. I love this too.
Sorry,
Like,
I took a cup of coffee. I got to go back one. Sorry, the last panel on page 17 here. This
yeah.
is one of my favorite all time.
This one?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
amazing.
so sick. I put that on my Pinterest board as a vision board that I made way back in the day. Like, I just love everything about it, and I fully stole this mask idea for these jail guys. That basically what he's doing here, which is like a jail keeper in
Yeah.
Monkey Lion issue 3, I think. And so you can see that I took the character design pretty much straight out of this for that.
It's a great design, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. So he's like, Ty, get back. And then the fucking axe rips through the fucking thing.
Oh
And then
yeah.
he goes to town, dude.
Yeah. He's so sick. He's so ready. And the guy's just like, oh, kill. It's like, not today, creep. You
Yeah.
know, and it is kind of like, and again, because what we'll find in the end, but it's like Mikey's got this like nowadays vernacular versus this like, Shogun era Japan, everyone else.
Right.
So he could be like, cowabunga, gnarly dude, but like, everyone else is like, Master Yoshi.
I love
Welcome.
this the panel on top of 19 is
Yeah,
fucking,
dude.
and then here the one right below where he fucking elbows him straight to the jaw.
Oh yeah.
This too is a really cool effect with the duotone.
Yeah. Anytime that they just do an effect with that, they did, it looks like he did both ways,
Mm-hmm.
because we're getting X's and not just slashes.
Yeah. It's fucking
It's so
sick.
sick. God, it's such a cool technique. Okay, here we go. Starting to get crazy. So he's running away, and as Ty's running away, she becomes confronted with more guards, and she's like, "No, please." And he's
I
like,
love
"Are
this
you?"
dinosaur creature, dude.
Yeah, it's so sick. It's just, this is where the heavy metal influence is coming in, I think, and it's like, these, and even maybe like some Star Warsian inspiration. These the big leader everyone thinks it's this guy, but
Mhm.
it's not. It's actually one more above him, and it's like a crangly old dude. And
Yeah, it's the fucking
crangly,
emperor.
yeah,
Krangly, the
exactly.
Krangly old dude, yeah.
I didn't even mean to say Krang there, but shit happens.
Hey, dude. When you're
This is
talking turtles,
glorious.
bro.
Yeah. When you're talking turtles,
Yeah.
time becomes
Yeah.
totally
It,
terrible.
it gets Krangly, bro. It gets Krangly when you're talking turtles.
It's so sick. And so
Oh
then, I
man,
mean,
yeah.
the final battle begins, as they're,
I know. I love how fucking all of a sudden you see the guard like just pop up. And then Mikey just standing there, dude, throwing him down. You can see he's kind of bloodied from fighting him. He's got
yeah,
the wrappings on, so like part of his sleeves are gone now, like it's just all torn off. That's what the figure looks like, more
yeah,
so
exactly.
than this, it doesn't have the full wrappings, but
Yeah. And he
just
kind of had like a knife through him or something. He's like holding him up by the knife so they would think it was him at first. And then he like drops him down. He's like, you. Oh man, it's so sick.
yeah.
And he's like, you're annoying, man. He's like, I haven't even started yet. As the
Then we go,
Saurian.
dude, so sick.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it's so sick.
I love watching Mikey with other weapons too. Like this one right here. I mean, every panel on this page is great, but this one with the sword going straight down.
Well, something I like about the Mirage series too, a lot of times when they use just one turtle, they do say Mikey in this one, but I don't think it matters what turtle it is, and I think
Right.
a lot of times in these Mirage series, they can put a turtle in, they don't even have to tell you which one it is, and it doesn't really matter. It's just,
Agreed.
we're following this action, and this could very well be any of the turtles at this point.
Yeah.
So sick. These action sequences
I love
are
when he
so
says
good.
one side, bub. Princess Ty is mine.
We got a
So
little Wolverine inspiration
yeah,
there.
yeah, that's what I was thinking for sure. Which is weird because like I wonder, like you said he didn't wasn't really into comics, but like what did he read any of those comics? Like because of Kevin? Like I
I don't
wonder,
know.
you know?
It didn't seem like it went in our chats in my chat. It
Yeah.
seemed like it was mostly heavy metal. And when we were talking about, art influences and stuff, it was mostly like Droulet and
Mhm.
Mobius and that type of creator.
Crazy. I wonder if he read Ronin though,
He must have. Yeah. So I
right?
think it's gotta be.
Maybe he was
Maybe
just
that was the
selective.
one that Kev was like, you gotta read Ronin,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know? That's
Dude.
sick.
Yeah.
All right,
This
so
whole
yeah, they
scene.
continue battling. He frees her. He already did. Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
frees her here, grabs her, and then jumps out this kind of side window.
Yep. All these soldiers are fucking standing there. He takes them down. More are coming.
And just again, the art is so good and dirty and gritty and exactly what it would look like in this time. And once we get over to 27 and we see that panel of like, Mikey in front of her right there, it's
Yeah.
maybe like, the second tier first one.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. Let's
He's
go,
so,
chump.
yeah, he's so beat up. Oh my God. And then this, good Lord. Like all these tiers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiers here
Mm-hmm.
with just, you know, story. He gets her back to her father. They're waiting there. And then it's the final battle of Mikey versus Arkai. Arkai?
Yeah,
Damn. And then, the way that they,
this right here.
exactly. And like in the Grendel cast, we've been looking at a lot of these pages where Matt would say like he did this one piece of art on the whole page, and then all these other panels would be pasted on top of it in order
Okay.
to get this feature. Like, I don't know if he did that or not, but like I think that's how you get this type of thing. Like, so these would be pasted up on top of the main drawing that he did of Mikey, because I don't know how you're getting these little teeny things in between the panels and all that stuff. So I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
then like you can almost see like smudging up here too at the top
Yeah,
of the page.
yeah.
It's insane, dude. I can't imagine what the original art for this must have looked like.
I would love to see that, man.
Yeah, you could probably still smell the ink on it.
Yeah, Talbot was like, Eric was like, I have so much stuff. It's all in files. And I'm like, dude, you got to make an art book. And he's like thinking about it. So
Maybe a Cosmic Line publication.
yeah, of course I pitched, but
Yeah,
I
you
think
got it.
I think he's got it.
Yeah, that'd be sick though, dude. Hell
That'd
yeah.
be sick. I would love to work with Eric on anything. I mean, just chilling with him for that whole day, getting my tattoo. He is like such a cool dude. I
I know. Just in the
think he's
brief
an
time that I
amazing guy.
talked to him, I was jealous that I couldn't stay. I would have stayed and just watched you get your tattoo, even though I wanted one, you
Yeah,
know.
it was
But
sick, man. I'm very grateful for that time I spent with one of my all-time favorites.
yeah. And then this, I love there's no words necessary here, just straight action choreography. The scene where Mikey grabs the sword, hands bleeding over his fucking
The
over the fuck.
trajectory of the sword too in panel 2, how it comes like across and then towards you.
Yes.
Oh, that's so well done.
And it just makes your eye move because it's like
Yeah.
and then again just keeps like swirling right at you, man. And then before you know it, Mikey just takes him down. You see the slash, the blood splatter, and he's down on the ground.
Yeah. God. It's over, or guy. Yeah, so good.
Yeah. Mikey helped free them.
Free all these people to
Yeah.
rule in peace. But of course, there's one final thing: the love of a woman. Remember from Turtles 1?
Yeah.
Her name Tang Shen. Yeah, that's
So
so,
good.
in any great story of this time period too, there's like a love element. So he's like,
Hmm.
but as the wandering Ronin does, he must go. He is looking for his brothers. I'll miss you, Michelangelo. She looks exactly like April too. I wonder, and that's probably like,
I think so, yeah.
as we see here.
And this just reminds me of like Usagi, because at the end of every Usagi story, he always leaves. Like he's never staying, he's constantly traveling.
He always
So like that's definitely what feels like the inspiration there. And then we flip and we
amazing
realize,
final
yeah,
panel.
it's so good, dude. We realize he's been writing this story. That's what we were fucking reading, is Michelangelo
Yeah, and
writing
that
story about
that goes
himself.
into our volume 4 stuff too, like because he becomes a writer,
Mhm.
and we see that's something that Mikey's kind of always had for himself. He wants to be a writer.
I love the melting pot fucking on the wall.
Yeah, dude. And there's other stuff, like there he's got little dinosaur figures there on that shelf, so maybe that inspired his, the dinosaur character, and he's got an AT-AT there.
Got a Ronin comic on the shelf.
That's right. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. They always do that.
I love that, dude.
It's
And
really
then,
sick.
yeah, and then gives special thanks. Frank Miller's Ronin, Koike and Kojima for Lone Wolf and Cub, Stan Sakai, Sasagi Yojimbo, and to Kev, Pete, Steve, Jim, Ryan, and Murph for a great work atmosphere. What a great sign off.
So sick. Yeah. It's so great. And then I mean the advertisements in this too are are no nothing to bat your eye out. Like this 2-page spread ad, they're like so psyched. Mark Bodie,
Mm-hmm.
so sick.
I know. I kind of want to do this issue too.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Mark Bodie, who recently did a Cosmic Lion logo T-shirt available on Spreadshop. That's kind of sick, dude. I'm
It is
psyched on
sick.
that.
It is really sick. All the new logos you did. Ken Mitroni did one too.
Sickness, yep.
Yeah.
Then we
And
got a
then
melting pot ad, yeah.
it's funny though, because this 248-page issues, but I have 4 issues, the one that
Yeah,
I have.
yeah,
So
me too. I think that's how they decided to put them out.
yeah.
Yeah. You can't always trust what you see
That's true. Most
in a
ads.
Mirage book.
Yeah, yeah.
And this, I
Ba-da-ba-dee,
mean,
ba-da, but that's all, folks. I love this.
that's all, folks.
So sick, dude. Look
So
at the
funny.
fucking ink, dude. I'm telling you, those are fingerprints in there somewhere.
Absolutely. Yeah,
For
this is
sure.
like Talbot letting loose, and this is like where his art's at that point. You know, this is
Yeah.
what made Kev fall in love with him and his art style, and so sick, man.
Great fucking issue. Highly recommend. Yes, you can get these in multiple collections, but if you get a chance to pick this up in single issue, that's the best way to read it. So go pick it up. Check out some other dope content on the channel. Got a bunch of turtle stuff. Hit that subscribe button. And on that note, we're up.